of the most common questions I get asked are, if you were starting your reselling business right now, you didn't have your 15 years of experience doing this, what would you do differently? 2, will you ever be a full-time reseller? So I thought we could address those, give you some helpful information while I go through a new palette that I bought. Number 1, I can tell you this without a doubt. I probably will never just be a full-time reseller. My oldies but my goldies know the answer to that already, and I will explain why. This is Sweet Baby Jamie. Oh, I thought it was Sweet Baby Jane. Sweet Baby Jamie by Jamie Mizrahi? I can't see. So, by the way, this is a Rent the Runway palette, you guys. Rent the Runway is a website where you can rent like mid-range to high-end, like super high-end dresses, gowns, clothing, essentially. And once they are ready to take things out of the rental rotation, they liquidate it and I buy pallets of it. So this one I bought a couple hundred pieces. I have done this before and I've made a ton of profit doing it. And I buy the non-flawed ones. So far, I've gone through like half of the palette and I haven't found a single flaw. They did tell me there could be light flaws, but like I said, I've already gone through 200 of the pieces. I haven't found a single flaw, so far so good. Very cute dress. This is a size large. It's got green, blue, florals, but I've never sold that brand either, so if you guys have experience with that, let me know. I'm thinking for all of these things that I show you, I might try to sell in a live sale first, and if I don't get the price I want, then I'll just list them, because so the Rent the Runway palette that I first purchased, I sold it all the ways. I sent some to the Real, some to ThredUp, I sold some myself, and I sold some of it live, so I think I'll just do that same thing again. This is gorgeous. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Why I will never be a full-time reseller, you guys. If you are new around here, I believe in diversification. I believe in having multiple streams of income. So if one of those streams of incomes totally hits the fan, you are not out with nothing to survive on, right? So I have multiple streams of income. I have my full-time job, I have real estate, YouTube, which brings in, compared to everything else, literally like pennies. But it's something. I have YouTube, I have reselling. So I have just always grown up with that mindset. Literally since I was a child, my parents have embodied that life. And so for me, it would just feel unnatural to not have multiple streams of income. And here's the thing, I did try full-time reselling once. For those of you that have been around since October of 2023, I was on maternity leave. I had just had my second child, and I was like, you know what? I'm on maternity leave. My full-time job is basically on a break because I'm on maternity leave. I have some help with childcare from grandparents. I should try reselling full-time and see what that's like. And I can tell you, I hated it. And I've never done reselling full-time. In all of the 15 years that I've been doing this, you guys, I have been a very part-time reseller. I will say that reselling that I was doing was full-time, like live selling, in addition to full-time listing. I was listing anywhere from 10 to 40 items every single day for that whole month. And I was going live like 5 to 6 days a week. I will say I don't think I would have hated it as much if I didn't just go so hard. Like, that's a little obscene. You know what? Like, any of you that do this know how obscene that is, especially any of you that live sell. You know how much energy and charisma it takes to just put your dang face on camera and then to be there 5 to 6 days a week and then to list 10 to 40 items a day in addition to life stuff. It was just a lot. So I probably shouldn't compare it to that, but the main reason, that aside, I probably shouldn't have done that because it made me think like I would never like doing this full time, and maybe I would had I not overloaded myself. I'm just a firm believer in multiple streams of income. Now, maybe one day will reselling be like my main source of income and then everything else could be side gigs? I don't think so, because I love real estate so much, and I've told you guys this, I'm very honest. Like, I could see maybe real estate one day replacing my full-time job, and that, knock on wood, I don't want to ever put that out, but I could more so see that. But I don't know, you guys. But a lot of you have told me that you have successfully like quit your jobs and made reselling your full-time gig and you love it, and I love that for you. I just don't see that in my future. I have told you though, I always see myself literally for the rest of my life reselling in some form or another. I don't care if I'm a multimillionaire. I love reselling. I love the ethics behind what we do. Some people may not agree. They think we steal from the poor, but I feel like they're just ignorant to the whole fashion industry and what's going on. I know, and you know, that we save things from the landfill. We give them new life, and we get to make a little money while doing it. It's great. This brand is all things mochi. This dress just says happiness to me. And I believe this is 100% silk. It's got the tie straps. I love this. So full-time reselling, probably not going to happen. But who knows? Like I always say never, friends. Never say never. Number 2, I feel like, oh my gosh. I need to eat, you guys. It's almost, what time is it? It's almost 3 o'clock. I haven't eaten today. I'm like falling over. What I would do if I were starting my reselling business over right now, this is another 100% silk piece. This is Rebecca Minkoff. Rebecca Minkoff can retail for a lot. This dress retailed for like $200-$300. The resale value is not always great, but this is an extra large, and I think it's silk. It's smocked. It's gorgeous. Is this silk? Oh no, it's 100% cotton. My gosh, it's so soft and stretchy. I wish this was a size medium. I don't even like florals. And does it have pockets? No pockets. Really nice. Number 1, I wouldn't have started with buying things wholesale. I would strictly start with going to the Goodwill outlet. And then if you don't like the Goodwill outlet, go to a traditional thrift store, because I know the Goodwill outlet's not for everyone, but I made the huge mistake, and I told this story in my beginner series. If you are a newer reseller, I recommend checking that out. I will link the first video down below. I started with buying wholesale and I hated it. Nothing sold. I didn't even think to go to the thrift store. So I would strictly start with buying things around, or selling things from around my house and buying things as cheap as possible. I would never start with liquidation. I know some of you new resellers, you watch live sales, you watch YouTubers, they're buying these pallets and you're like, I should buy a Revolve pallet for $10,000. Please don't, you guys. Do not. If you remember nothing else I say, if you're new, don't start with liquidation. You don't even know if you like reselling yet. You may hate listing. You may hate photographing or measuring or doing customer service. Go to the thrift store, buy things as cheap as possible, sell things around your house, and then decide if you even like reselling. Luckily, I gave it another shot and I started reselling things from the thrift store, and I realized, oh, I do like this. I can do this successfully. So that would be my number 1 tip. Source as cheap as possible. Cupcakes and cashmere, size 8. Pretty little flowy floral dress. I love the sleeves, love the colors. So I want to get this stuff. I need to get back on track. I don't want to show you guys all this stuff because we'll be here forever. I need to get back on track with live selling. I've gotten back on track. If you saw my last video, I didn't even realize it, but basically one of you commented and you're like, Nikki, I think you were experiencing burnout. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think this is, after so many years of just going like a crazy woman, I think that was burnout, because I just had enough. I needed a break, you guys. So this is probably the longest since, in the almost 2 years I've got live sold on Poshmark. This is the longest I've gone without having a live sale. We're coming up on 3 weeks. So I am going to revive that again, reviving myself live selling. I won't go into that. I will link those videos down below. This is actually a Zara piece that I got in my Goodwill palette. I am addicted to those palettes, you guys. I think I showed you in the video. This one is a size small. It is yellow. It's a cotton blend and it's got the high slit. This is in great condition. I might keep this. This is a cute work skirt. I am not a size small, but it seems oversized. That might be a piece I keep. I don't know. I'll have to try that on. But, yeah, so I would, number 1, start with inventory as cheap as possible. Number 2, which I did not do, always check comps, especially if you are newer. Check comps. I don't care if you're not newer, you guys. I've been doing this for so long and I still check comps. There are so many brands that are coming out that are new. There are brands that are nosediving that used to be great that are no longer that great. I thought for some reason the top of my mind comes like a bunch of Revolve brands that I used to like die to find, and now I can't. There are some brands that certain things do great and others don't, like case in point. This is a Kate Spade dress. I love selling Kate Spade dresses. It has a nice unique print. It's colorful. It has pockets. It's stretchy. This is what's the size? The size tag's kind of rubbed off. I think it's an 8 or a 10. But I don't pick up like Kate Spade jeans. I don't pick up a lot of like Kate Spade dresses that are like super basic. Like if this was all black in pre-owned condition, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. So that is why it is so important to check comps. And for the first like year of reselling, you guys, I didn't check any comps. I was just buying stuff because I was like, oh, that's cute. Oh, that's a brand I know. That'll sell. And that did me a huge disservice. So starting over, get inventory as cheap as possible. Always check comps and be consistent. Number 3, a lot of resellers will tell you, you know, you need to list 5 a day. You need to list 10 a day. I do believe, I am a firm believer that consistency wins in reselling. And reselling, similar to like being a YouTuber, you get out what you put in. But you have to put in the work, and don't just keep doing the same things over that aren't working, you guys. If you're buying stuff and you're not checking comps and you're listing 5 a day, but you're listing 5 a day of things that no one wants, what's the point? So that's why it's important to check comps, because you don't just want to be consistent listing 10, 15 items a day that no one's buying. So try to go in the order I'm mentioning in. I always say I don't tell you how to run your business. I just tell you like what I would do and what works for me. And if I were doing this over again, I would get inventory cheap, learn how to research that inventory that I think is good, and then be consistent with listing said good inventory. This is Derek Lamb. Is it going to focus? There we go. This is a size 4 or 6. A lot of these sizes are rubbed off on the size tag here, because remember, you guys, these are rental pieces. So they have been worn. They're pre-owned, but they're really good condition. I think I saw the size in here. I found someone has this exact top listed for $60 on Posh. I don't know. I can't keep all of this, you guys. This is size 4. This is oversized too, because I'm a size 6. And I could fit this. I tried this on. This is honestly a problem I had with the last palette that I bought. The Rent the Runway stuff. I love their stuff. This is not sponsored by them. I wish it were. I'm a personal customer of theirs, so I pay a monthly fee to rent 10, I think it's 10 outfits a month, because I have a lot of work stuff that I go to for like real estate and my full-time job, like events and stuff, that I'm not buying new stuff for that all the time. I'm not doing it. So to me, it's worth it, and it's a write-off because I wear that stuff for work. It's expensive though, in my opinion, because I'm a cheapy beepy, you guys. So I pay $150 a month for 10 outfits, which is not that bad. But considering like I get a ton of inventory to my house, I'm like, do I really need that? But sometimes I do need very formal like gowns and stuff. So I've been a customer of theirs for almost a year, and I really like it. I like the brands they have. They have a wide selection. They have everything from like casual tops to like this to like gowns, and sometimes I actually need like gowns. But the problem with me buying these palettes, you guys, is that a lot of times I want to keep like 90% of this stuff because it's stuff that I would wear. Case in point, this cute little romper. This is the brand Wish. This is a size large. I think this is a cotton blend. Does it have pockets? I thought this had pockets. No pockets. Deep V-neck. Really cute. Love the tie sleeves. I don't want to show you guys all of this stuff because I feel like we would be here forever. I just wanted to show you some of this while we chit-chat.